Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com. And as promised, I am gradually making my way through the concerti and opera in this big box of Andris Nelson's Boston Symphony doing Shostakovich. Now, as I mentioned, the symphonies were all issued. The concertos are coming as physical product over the next couple of months, except some of them are not physical product. Some of them are only going to be downloads, at least as issued separately. They are obviously physical product here. Does this make any sense to you at all? I mean, well, I'll tell you why it doesn't make any sense, actually. Maybe they're being smart. In the case of the violin concertos, with Baiba Skride, who's an excellent violinist and has already recorded the Shostakovich First Concerto with Marek Janowski and the Deutsches Radio Symphony Orchestra Berlin people. Yeah, so why is she doing it again and not as well? This is the interesting question. So maybe it makes sense that they not have it as a physical product. The whole idea is that when we're done with this whole process, we should have a pretty good sense of whether we can recommend this hunk of plastic and paper or not. So far, it's turning out to be a not, because you've got some very good symphony performances. There are 8 good ones and 7 duds, basically, as we've already discussed. But these violin concertos are not up to snuff, I hate to tell you. Now, here's the thing. Skride did the Shostakovich First Concerto, coupled with the Janáček Concerto, which is rather interesting, for Sony. And Marek Janowski was the conductor. He was a better conductor than Andris Nelson's in this music for some reason. Nelson's, well, Skride, let's put it this way, in that performance of the Shostakovich, which I reviewed at ClassicsToday.com. You can go over there and read it if you want. It is a deliberate performance, but it had enough accent and pulse to carry through the relatively slow tempos. Here, in the first concerto, no, it's gotten even slower by and large. And I mean, the first movement is about 14 and a bit minutes long, that nocturne. Oh my God. I mean, the reference recording, my reference recording is Victoria Molova, which is fabulous with Andrei Previn, and it's amazing. And it's about 10 minutes long, 11 minutes long. I mean, you could go to 12, but 14? I mean, the piece dies before it even starts. And then you've got the scherzo. Now, that scherzo is madness in music. It really is. It should sound absolutely crazy. And here, it just sounds leaden. It's not that it's so slow, but it doesn't have the necessary energy, not the right character. Then we've got the Passacaglia. Well, the Passacaglia is another case where she's a couple minutes slower than everyone else in the universe. That's not true. There's some extraordinarily slow performances of that Passacaglia, and it's a gorgeous piece, and it's incredibly noble music, and you can take it with gravity and a little bit of deliberation, but not here, not like this. And after the cadenza, we have the finale, which again, just compare it to Molova and Previn or Oistrakh and Metropolis or Mordkovich and Yarvi, or there's a million other people you can compare it to. When that finale erupts, it's got to go just high tension and fireworks, and it's not here. It's deliberate. It's da 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 da. Oh boy. No, not good. Sorry. So that's a wash. And then Concerto number 2 is so much less popular than Concerto number 1. It's a good work. It's a very good work, but it's late Shostakovich and it's kind of desolate and sparse. And here we have another case where they're just dead. It's leaden. And the piece has, it has a moderato opening movement that's quite long, and then an adagio, and then finally a zippy finale for 6 minutes. There's got to be more contrast between those first 2 movements than we hear in this performance. There just has to be. There's a total lack of thrust and forward motion, especially in that opening movement, which you've just got to have. And so they are basically slow, boring performances. of the two Shostakovich violin concertos, and it's a pity because I like Skride. These are I think live recordings. I don't know. Well, they're dead live recordings. If they're live, they're dead anyway. But I just don't understand, having her do the first concerto right away again after her initial first concerto, which I wouldn't say sold 100 million copies. What is going on with these people? They're just there. They're there. They fly in. They do a concert. They set up the microphones. They record it. Then they issue it on CD or they're for download or for something. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, and it serves no useful musical purpose to have such pointless duplication of repertoire. It is a cocaine hippo of a release. Yes, this is a cocaine hippo. They're just doing it because they can, not because they should. Yeah, we'll see what happens with the other concertos and with Lady Macbeth eventually. Keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.